I am Dr. Shipra Dua, Associate Professor, Department of Journalism and Mass Communication from Jagannath University, Jaipur, Rajasthan. Elements of radio script. Elements of radio script. We know that script is the backbone of production, so writing is an essential part of it. We write what type of sound would be required at a given situation and what would follow. Sound is the entire means of communication in radio. Sounds help create and enhance mental images. Sound have the unique capability of creating an environment for the listener. Through the creative use of various writing and production techniques, entire worlds can be created in the human mind. Many techniques are awaited to create an environment with sound or language. The primary goal of language is to communicate ideas and information to be easily understood. The selection and using words and the combining of words into meaningful sentences are important for good production. Words. Words are primary tools for the expression of thoughts, ideas, and emotions, regardless of the medium. Words have meaning and power. Words need to be selected carefully. Use words that comes close to reality. Informal rather than formal words are preferred. Sentences are the principal units of organized thought. The keys to construct effective sentences are clarity, simplicity, conversational style, and conciseness. After understanding the language of radio, we should also be aware the various fields for which radio writing can be done. We have a vast range of subjects for people of all age groups having varied interest. Broadcasting touches many areas of our life, and so the scope for radio writing becomes almost unlimited. It is, however, worth mentioning that, unlike AIR stations, private FM channels should not be taken as the representative model of a radio station. The main purpose of private radio channel is earning commercial revenue through mostly oriented programs. They use not more than 3 to 4 programs formats out of more than 25 programs formats available to producers. Let us know in detail what kind of programs are broadcast from a radio station dedicated to public service broadcasting. That would make you familiar with the whole scenario of broadcasting. But first, we should know the three major functions or objectives of broadcasting, which result in three broad categories of programs. Research plays an immense role in script writing. Rather, usually it is forgotten and mishandled, but research is an essential step of script writing. It should not be skipped. There is nothing more effective to pull the audience out of the story than inaccurate information. This is the important part of pre production. Tools of research. Internet is a wonderful tool for research because it has endless information and you will get a lot of information for writing the script. But it is important to know that you are collecting the data from the validated and authentic websites. If you want to avoid fake data, you can visit library. A writer can visit to library before writing the scripts. Handbooks. Books are great source of information and literature. Talk to people. A writer can talk to people before writing the script. Scripting for presenter. Overall impact of a radio program depends on the script, production, quality, and also the way of presentation. You may argue that presentation and packaging is a part of production quality and that is subsumed into it. However, being an oral medium, the selection of words for the script is as important as the rendering of it. For example, presentation. Therefore, it is imperative that the producers of radio programs should learn about the presentation techniques equally well because that can make or make or worse the entire production. In our day-to-day communication and conversation, facial expressions and body gestures add a lot of meaning to the spoken words, thereby helping in understanding and adding more impact to the message. But a radio presenter does not have the visual support of such facial expressions and body movements during communication, as listeners cannot see him or her, and therefore one has to put more efforts and creativity into the art of rendering the speech to make it memorable and impactful. For our understanding, presentation broadly means packaging of the content in a radio program, and technique means art, method, or procedure for interactive and effective presentation. Radio being a medium of sound, radio presenters should possess a pleasant, good quality voice, command over the language, dialect of broadcast, good diction, and flawless pronunciation, as well as confidence and flow in speaking. They should have what is called the gift of the gap, meaning the ability to speak with fluency and eloquence. Presenters are, in fact, representatives of the broadcasting organizations and act as links between the organization and listeners. While the internal hierarchy and program production team of the organization remain in the background, a listener identifies with the presenters and establishes a rapport with them. A presenter can be compared to some extent to a salesperson where he or she is expected to know all about the nature, content, and mood of the program, which he or she is going to present. Presenter's success lies in compelling the listeners to listen that program. It can be easily seen that a presenter's role becomes crucial in establishing and then maintaining a vibrant rapport with the unseen listener. It is even more so when the profile of the unseen listener is complex and diversified, which is almost always the case in India due to its diversity. For a public service broadcaster which has to cater to and serve all the strata of the society without any form of discrimination and exclusion, this challenge is even more pronounced, and thus the role of the presenter assumes even greater significance. Radio presenters can be classified into various categories, which may sometimes appear overlapping, but subtle variations give rise to various forms. Some of the prominent categories of radio presenters are discussed below. While writing for a script radio presentation, the following things must be kept in mind. Radio engages the ear, not the eye. A radio broadcast is meant to be spoken and heard, not to be written and read. Therefore, the language should be spoken language, which is conversational. Choose simple and descriptive words, use simple and short sentences, be alert about proper usage of sentence and paragraph structures, grammatical construction, and vocabulary, which blends with the daily conversational style of the listeners and is therefore simple and easy to follow. Avoid negative constructions and passive voice. Avoid homophones, similar sounding words that are spelled differently, such as allowed and allowed, and alterations as these create confusions of sound and meaning. A person's designation should be mentioned before his name, unlike the practice in print. While using numbers, especially multi digit figures, it is advisable to round them off and use with words like approximately, around, more than, etc. Words are primary tools for the expression of thoughts, ideas, and emotions, regardless of the medium. Words have meaning and power. Words need to be selected carefully. Use words that comes close to reality. Informal rather than formal words are preferred. Sentences are the principal units of organized thought. The keys to construct effective sentences are clarity, simplicity, conversational style, and conciseness. After understanding the language of radio, we should also be aware the various fields for which radio writing can be done. We have a vast range of subjects for people of all age groups having varied interest. Broadcasting touches many areas of our life, and so the scope for radio writing becomes all. The best way to improve your script as well as rendering is read it aloud. When you read it aloud to yourself, when read it loud to yourself, you are more likely to identify and make the desired changes in the script and also improve your presentation. Imaginative use of proverbs and idioms adds a lot of colors to the language and helps in effective communication.